What in the hell is Season of Discovery? Lots of people have lots of opinions and expectations about what's to come. After the recent announcements about what is happening in Season 3 and Season 4, the forums are flooded with wildly different opinions on what Season of Discovery should be, from Classic Plus to something fun. At BlizzCon 2023, they said it was an experiment to go to the familiar locales of Classic Azeroth and then use that as a jumping off point to try out all unfinished things, revamp some things and have some fun. But now the real stuff starts. We've just done Season 2, we're going to Season 3, and it's pretty clear what people want from this is very different. Let's take a look. I'm discovering.
Season of Discovery Season 1 had a stellar start. Forgotten classes of the classic era brought back up to date. Moonkins, Ellie Shamans, Prot Pallies, tanking warlocks, all running wild and free across the green meadows that were once just arid deserts of forgotten gameplay. A revamped, once mid-AF dungeon was turned into a nice, simple 10-man raid with tier sets, shiny purples, and made very, very puggable. It was the Classic Plus sandbox experience to enjoy. Season 2, baby! New raid, new abilities, new runes! We have got a journey to go on! Degeneracy mode, baby!
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. This is just Classic WoW!
Now here's the thing. Season 1 was just 1 to 25, and by WoW standards, that's a breeze. You're also very separated from the other players in most of those levels. It's either faction or race-specific zones, and it's only towards the very end of that experience do you even deal with the other faction. In Season 2, though, not so much. You very quickly realize that this is the same old classic WoW that we've done now many, many times.
So here's the thing, right? I get it. Some of you love classic leveling. It's pure, the way it was meant to be done. But as a counterpoint, TBC killed classic leveling immediately. And you know why? Because classic leveling f***ing sucks.
Oh, you want to quest in Desolace on your Night Elf? Well, have you travelled to the Mage Quarter of Stormwind on the other side of the world to speak to a guy hidden in a tavern in order to do the follow-up where you find Gandalf's sock in Middle-earth? And then have you gone to Desolace in order to unlock half the zone quests? I don't think you have.
My mob.
I was loving some classic leveling for a while. I hadn't been Alliance for over a decade, but as soon as we got to the mixed Horde Alliance zones, the fun wore off and the levels were getting kinda long. There was no discovery at all, really. In principle, making the runes more accessible as you level up makes some sense. In practice, though, it's really the only reason I'm here, and now I'm just playing Classic. The solution is just to grind out Scarlet Monastery forever to avoid the 20-minute queue times for respawns, and honestly, I just kind of wanted to give up. But, like the MMO monster that I am, I rose to that challenge. I knuckled down, focused up, and I got it done.
What do we do now? What do you mean? Now we can finally play the game.
I have to say, the raid was amazing. Even as a warrior who got absolutely screwed on the super armor last boss. Harder than BFD for sure, but not so hard to require like days of prog, and I've farmed it ever since, and now my warrior is an absolute monster. Yeah!
Alright, well that's all good and everything, right? But what's next for us? Well, Blizzard has some answers. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you here to Blizzard Entertainment. I'm John Blizzard, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming seasons of World of Warcraft's classic Season of Discovery. You guys have had a great time with it, and we're going to make some changes as we move into the later seasons. We're going to be changing our raiding structure up to 20-man to give some of that epic scale that you guys are used to. Now don't panic, those old 40-man raids are going to get a fresh coat of paint. Molten Core is going to be turned into a fresh new 20-man experience for you, but some of the old ones, some of your old favourites, they're going to be left as 40-man so the community can pug and work together and have even more content than before. So now, we've brought you here, all the way to Anaheim, so you can give us your feedback in person. Feedback. No 40-man raids has killed every bit of interest I've got in this game, and I know that many in my guild feel the same way. We've discussed it. I'm glad we know now. You know, not in 60 months when I've invested all my time into it and wasted all my effort and gold, and now I know. SOD was supposed to be a unique experience, different from all that, like that retail mumbo jumbo. And here you are just breaking it down, and it's good to know. It's good to know that World of Warcraft has no real raid content anymore.
What's the point? You guys keep patching Season of Discovery balance, and I've been waiting 4 months for my shaman to get balanced so I can get into some keys.
But just consider for a
6
moment.
days I've been waiting to get into a key. Fix retail.
I think the game evolves and it changes. And I think the devs going out of their way to make the game more accessible.
Thank you. Yes, that is what we're aiming for.
So we don't waste any precious resources, time, things like that.
Feedback.
We've all got to grow up.
Feedback. Tell you what, mate, here's some feedback. You give me Agren's job, yeah? And I'll make this game 100 times better for everybody. You know what? 40-man raids were pretty awesome, right? But I don't care about that. I care about PvP. You care about PvP, mate? Because, honestly, it has been completely ignored in Classic Season of Discovery. When are you going to buff warriors? Have you been to STV though, mate? Because I have. There's like 4 or 5 mages, yeah? Running around just AoEing everybody down, coming out like 2 to 3k coins. I'm coming out like 1 to 2k coins. That's like a K coins.
Time to quit the game.
I'm a gladiator.
40-man raids are no bueno,
I'm
mate.
so hyped for literally everything
And
announced
what about the
here.
retail
This
people?
is going to be
Just
so
letting you know, mate,
interest
I have in this game. I know that. Oh, everybody's running around.
Last thing I
Getting
know is
40-man raids
that's
are no
coming.
bueno.
Where we're
And all you
running
dudes
around.
are bugging
Honestly,
about
these
these
40-man
massively
Andes.
here. As the only person who has the authority on all these things, it's time for me to educate you. That's right, I'm about to give you my take. This is not just WoW Classic with more specs. If your dream of this was to spend the next 2 to 3 years rocking around in your now super cool Ellie Shaman and then going over to AV, hiding in a bunker, and then frying a bunch of noobs and telling your AI girlfriend how cool it was, listen, Harry Potter, nobody cares. This ain't Quidditch and you've not been paying attention. 2. Leveling in Classic blows donkeys. If you're one of these people who keeps claiming that leveling is fine, it's part of the Classic experience, while simultaneously teaming up with your buddies, getting ready to sit in Zul'Farrak for 24 hours a day, while simultaneously munching Doritos and Monster, why don't you shut the hell up? The rest of us just want to have fun and play some different specs. Leveling should be so easy. The focus should be on runes. Runes should give like 50% of a level, if not 75%, so we can enjoy the new abilities and we can make as many alts as we feel like super fast and not make people come to our wonderful Season of Discovery adventure only to be presented with standing in Tanaris pulling their puds for 2 hours. 3. Gold doesn't matter. Look, man, nobody cares that you spent the last 3 months running around in Season 1 doing every single quest at level 25 and then proceeded to do it again once Season 2 came out and are now sat on a nice fat pile of thousands of gold. A lot of people came, played, enjoyed, did BFD for a few times and then left. And now they've come back, they've got to re-level and get themselves a mount. A mount itself is not a problem, but epic mounts, anything else that involves a ton of gold should be completely wiped out. It's irrelevant in this environment and gold in WoW is meaningless. 4. Raiding 20-man max. Honestly, I prefer if it stayed as 10. You know why? Because that's what we've been doing for the last 2 seasons and we've got 10 players in our team. Now we're talking about merging. What time we all gonna go? All that nonsense. If you're gonna make it 20, which is what they've announced, then keep it at 20 forevermore. Nobody's saying get rid of the 40 man, don't cry. What we are saying is make that puggable, make that fun. But the focus of the new SOD stuff that has the new loot and the juicy things, 20 man. Season of Discovery should absolutely be a fun side project in between all the things happening in Classic and in retail that you could drop in, drop out of, and totally accessible. The whole point is to have brand new specs that didn't exist back then and new raids that are all stupid, silly, and over the top. And you want to be able to play them at your leisure. There should be no chore. Leveling alts should be incredibly easy. It should be fun first, long-term project second. It's not something you should be dedicating 2 to 4 years of your life into. Just come in every season, have fun, stick around, move on with yourself, and don't worry about coming back because you did it all already. My name has been Preach. I want to see your thoughts on Season of Discovery, and I'll see you all in Season 3.
Horrible, isn't it?
It's terrible because even an innocuous comment takes on a different context.
Yeah, that's the point. Okay, this is going to be really bad. Well, I just thought of it. I don't know where it came from, but it was in there somewhere. Okay.
That is terrible.
Dolly's got a hairbrush.
Oh, no.
I feel like someone who plays with dollies.
Yeah, they just happen to be made of human skin.
A little bit. People who wrote these comments in the forums are going to be like, dude, what?